Hola, buenos días, es Nico.
Oye, Fidelia, mira, yo tengo una clase de chisme de otro mundo.
No me diga, nena, cuéntame.
So today, I'm here to talk about, I was gonna talk about something else, but, trending topics, Onlyfans. Before we start this conversation, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics. If you like video games, make sure you follow me at twitch.tv/Nicosaesthetics. I rarely stream, but you already know what it is. If you like Discord, join the girlies on Discord. You can find it in the link tree at the bottom. If you like thirst traps, Nicosaesthetics, Twitter and Instagram. If you like personality, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember this all at the top of my dome. Nicosaesthetics on twitter.com or whatever you call it. Nicosaesthetic, no S. No S. But yeah, all right, let's get started. So essentially I was gonna come over here and talk about a popular OnlyFans performer coming out and talking about how, anyways, we're moving on to actual OnlyFans. OnlyFans essentially came out and said, no, we're removing adult content, on our platform come October. And I'm not gonna be like, I told you so, because but I told you so, that kind of thing. It's not like a holier than thou. I've been telling you guys to read between the lines for months. I've been telling you to look at the writing on the wall, the constant removal of big name OnlyFans girlies, the locking of content, the changing of the tip system, the constant legal issues of, child P, you know what I mean? The legal issues of people being recorded without their permission, the issues of public sex being banned off of the platform. Like, they've actively told you guys with the writing on the wall and the reading in between the lines that they were going to remove OnlyFans adult content, just like how Tumblr removed adult content. And the thing is, OnlyFans said, we are removing all adult content. We are banning it. The only ones that will be allowed will be artistic nudity that is not sexually explicit. So like, photograph nudes or whatever. But I've been telling y'all this. And they said at this point from the article that I read, they said that they're doing it because you know how most banks have a morality clause, which means that they can turn away service from people that they believe the money isn't up to their standards, such as porn stars, strippers, etc. Mostly anybody in sex work. But they told the company that we don't want to associate with you because of the clientele that you have that is bringing in your money. So at that point, the headquarters said, we would rather just remove the adult content rather than lose our entire website. So from that standpoint, I mean, even though, that may be what they told the press, if they're coming from that standpoint, I understand trying to salvage your company, but at the same time, we can't sit here and pretend like OnlyFans was not made a media mainstream outlet by sex workers. The same thing happened with Tumblr. Sex workers were popular in bringing in names, and then once Tumblr got into legal issues because of child P, and because of leaked baited nudes, because we're not going to sit here and pretend like people don't leak people's nudes for $1, they got shut down. They were getting threatened to be removed from the Apple marketplace. And at that point, they just removed all pornography. So, I mean, if that's their standpoint, if banks are literally saying it's either you get rid of them or you lose your banking rights, I mean, they have to do something or else they're not even going to be able to do the payment processing properly. So I feel like that's just an excuse, though. I genuinely feel like that's just an excuse because just like Tumblr, once you remove pornography, you are now open to a door of investors that feel more comfortable investing in your product. Because OnlyFans was not originally made for sex workers. The only sites that have been made for sex workers have specifically been Just for Fans and Fans Only. I think that's the one, but I know Just for Fans for sure. And even Just for Fans made a tweet about it once it was announced, saying that so many sites take in sex workers and use them for visibility and then spits them out once they're a mainstream staple. Same thing that happened on Patreon, if we're being honest. So they said we are a site made by and ran by sex workers, and we put our community first. You know, we put our revenue and establishing yourself with your fans and getting a good working relationship with them at the top of our to-do list. But at the same time, Just for Fans has a terrible customer support system. I mean, I actually signed up for some, because you know I actively support OnlyFans and Just for Fans. You know, I support porn stars and sex workers because they are legitimate workers. That's work. So I was signing up for so much Just for Fans. I didn't get the correct login. So I tried to log in and it wasn't going through. I'd already paid and it was signed up for a monthly subscription, so I couldn't even access the content. So I'm trying to get in contact with customer support. Nobody helped. I tried their Twitter channels, you know, their Twitter DMs to get customer support. Nobody helped. So it's just, I had to essentially get a new debit card just because I'm not going to be billed monthly for something that I can't even access. So that's what I'm going with. Like, Just for Fans, I do appreciate that they're a site made by and for sex workers, but their site is not as fine-tuned as OnlyFans. It does not have the same customer support as OnlyFans, because when you get scammed on OnlyFans, they can get you your money back. So, I mean, there's ups and downs to Just for Fans, but what they stand in, they stand in. We are a site for sex workers, and that's what we're trying to provide access to. As for OnlyFans, a lot of girls are going to be out of jobs. And that's not go get a job, because sex work is real work. It's more so, especially in the pandemic, a lot of people have made that their only source of income, especially those bitches that are like, oh, I make so much money. Oh, I get all this money. Oh, look at all the money I get off of OnlyFans. Oh, I bought a car. Oh, I bought a house. Now you don't have that income anymore. And I mean, I feel bad for sex workers that were generally making their income. You know, not the scammers, not the bitches that like to floss and be like, oh, I made this much money and y'all are just jealous and broke. I don't care about what happened to the bitches. But I care about people that have actually been putting in actual work to get this income in this hard time, because our economy is not that great right now, especially in another wave of COVID with the variant. So it's going to be interesting. I definitely believe OnlyFans is going to take a fall, just like Tumblr did, because as soon as Tumblr removed the porn, sure, it's still working, sure, it's still active, sure, it has its users, but it's not as popular, and I believe that's going to happen to OnlyFans. But if it comes down to if the banking statement was true, I can't be mad at them. If the banking statement is true, that it's either we cut off adult content or we lose our entire website. So I can't be mad at them for that part. But like I said, the writing has been on the walls for months now, and I think that was just the excuse that they're leading with, because they've been actively trying to remove and, you know, restrict adult content. But yeah, definitely leave your opinions, drop down comments, how you feel about the whole situation. Don't be like, oh, that's what y'all get and blah, 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 get a real job, because sex work is a real job. Like, I'm not going to debate all of that. It's a real job. So definitely add your input. How do you feel about companies taking in sex workers for the media attention and then spitting them out once they hit mainstream status? Because, I mean, at this point, OnlyFans has literally been in a Beyonce song. So it's like, they're established and they don't necessarily need adult content anymore, even though that's what their entire brand has been made around. Even though they didn't originally create their brand to be that. It was meant to be like a Skillshare kind of thing, you know? But yeah, definitely drop your opinions down below. Boop. And once again, a quick thank you to all my patrons on Patreon, and a quick shout out to my third eye tier patrons. Your support means everything to me and helps me do this a lot more smoothly. I will also be listing this week's live stream topic in case anybody wants to join in on the fun. I will see you guys there.